decision maker from RSG is not at par with their decision making during the group stages.
Something else to note, coming in from game 1 with Burnex Flash from the red side winning, we're getting closer to a true 50-50. Prior to the knockout stage, we were sitting at 51 and 49%, with blue still getting the advantage. Now, again, with red being all the more a better drafting position, as was mentioned by Coach Zico earlier, I think we can finally see, I was gonna say, maybe some change in the sides, but what's going on?
Well, they decided to go like that. I think that RSG is quite confident with the way that they're drafting. Maybe the Frederick will not be the first pick now for RSG. Maybe something along the lines of a Joy, perhaps, or maybe a Valentina, which I think was kind of... It was not.
It was left open.
It was left open. Wow. Okay. Rare times. Also, Novaria. We have to talk about that hero because clearly Burnex Flash made a good use of that hero because of the way that they drafted the Beatrix plus the Franco, the greater hitbox, and of course the vision that they get out of it.
With having just the Novaria and Beatrix itself, we saw in the middle lane, right after the Bloody Hunt, they made full use of that. They have the damage to fully capitalize that catch potential from Class 7.
A slight adjustment coming in from RSG's side. They are banning out Glue within that very first phase instead. Does that mean that we're going to see a different opening from RSG?
100%. I think there you go, the Novaria. So I really like this adjustment coming up from RSG. ATM, although he wasn't really like making the biggest plays whatsoever, on a theory, the lineup of Burnex Flash worked because there was a way to zone out the damage dealers coming up from RSG. Carry had a bad time just because of this glue.
All right, if that is the case, will we be seeing it once again, right? Going instead of playing the traditional front to front, we're looking to front to back and maybe looking for those side angles. Arguably, even the Beatrix early steal away from the side of BXF.
100%. I think the Beatrix will be picked up here to go with perhaps a jungler, an early jungler, maybe along the lines of maybe they snatch the Frederick or Valentina plus the Beatrix.
Oh yeah, I do like that. The Valentina. Oh no, you were right about. We were right about the roles, not right about the heroes. It's 1-1 and Frederick.
We didn't notice.
Yeah, we didn't notice because it was banned out by RSG. So how do you answer this? You don't have a Farset kind of deal with it. Maybe somewhere along the lines of Lolita late into the draft, but for now it's going to be the Martis for RSG.
Wait. Eugene. Does Diablo have a Phobius?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You gotta ban that out if you are Burnex Flash.
I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that a lot in a matter of fact. But the fact, at the end of the day, at least we know that Burnex Flash, they want to play a traditional front to front, right? You know, hit that front line and then slowly, once you get rid of it, go in towards that back. Frederick is really good at it. More importantly, he's also considered a flex pick in these situations. He could go into the EXP.
That's right,
so it's really up to RSG to kind of pose the question rather than coming up with the answers.
Oh, it's the Valentina. Talked about that earlier on. So far, I believe it was the Martis that RSG's they picked up as their third pick. But the thing with Valentina is that it's the matchup between Novaria and Valentina is not as similar as a Valentina v Eve or a Valentina v Farsa, because the ultimate of the Varia is not the main damage dealing ultimate that you get from. Surely you want the other vision whatsoever, but the real damage comes from the Astrosphere, right? So you cannot copy that for Valentina.
Or better yet, the fact is maybe Valentina can even turn the tides if she, I don't know, steals an early decimate from Ray and then looking to take out multiple targets we've seen aggressive teams potentially do towards at least the 3rd or 4th minute.
I think right now having the Valentina itself is already a big pressure onto RSG, right? Telling them, you know what, if you want to go for a roam pick, what kind of roam you want to go for? More on pressure in the early game, or do you want to actually give us big ultimates? As right now, Burnex Flash, they already shown their cards. They would want to play front to back. You want to find a way to unlock the 1-1 to make sure that every single one of those weakness points are popped early.
Look at this. We talked about Lolita, right? It was banned out, understandably so. But now we're talking about Phobius. And this is a very Filipino way of drafting for Burnex Flash, where maybe the 4th pick for Burnex Flash is going to be perhaps a roamer. Then they reserve their last pick for a potential like Esmeralda, so that when they do give up the Phobius, they have another layer to counter it. So that might be the answer here. I feel that Burnex Flash will last pick their ATM hero, get the maybe something like a Franco perhaps actually if it's open. Yeah, I think you go Franco here for Burnex Flash.
Yeah, no, and this is also an attribute to the fact that they have that flex pick right at the very beginning.
right.
So this is why when we see Fredrin right at the start, you have that possibility of the Esmeralda later on. But we come back towards RSG side, right?
Yeah.
How do they deal with this? Because at the end of the day, even if they don't get, let's say they don't go for the Phobias, there's pretty much nobody else that really can deal with this Wanwan.
Yeah, 100%. I think that maybe a Yuzhong, but that won't be the best. They picked up the Novaria. Great damage of the 1-1 for sure, but they have to have a way to kind of lock down the 1-1. So I'm thinking Minotaur might not be a bad decision, but you know.
Yeah, for Roamer. But then again, if anything, the Roamer and the XP between those two, it's the XP that has to be the X factor. It has to be the unique pick.
The Arlen is not available. It's not picked out just yet. It's been leaked out throughout all of the band picks.
Yeah.
Diablo is able to play an Arlen, and there could be a possibility that RSG from the previous game they played the teamfight comp. This is probably the time that they want Diablo to initiate and funnel more onto Oki, onto the Beatrix.
So it's the Bane instead. So that's a confirmed XP lane Fredrin. Now for RSG, I think they need to secure Franco. I was about to say Franco because it has great synergy with the Beatrix and the Novaria, as you saw in the previous game. So it's definitely just a mirror move from RSG, like they steal the heroes. Wow! Whoa!
That's right. That's the Jawhead making its debut pick, and I have heard down the grapevine that Diablo's packing heat. This was possibly one of those. Wait, are we sure that this is an XP lane? Yeah, that's gotta be an XP lane, Jawhead, right?
I don't know.
I
it
don't
could
know.
technically go into the jungle so you can get early, like
That's also
again,
true.
get
That's
an
also
EXP lead, like a massive EXP lead to keep this 1-1 in place. And then the Atlas to follow up with Burnex Flash. They got the counter engage for team fights.
I last saw a Jawhead XP that really hurt in ranked games. This is gonna be this is gonna be an acquired taste.
Woo! Okay, so I think that it will be the Martis in the jungle, and then you have the XP lane. You have the XP lane Jawhead. I don't know if it's great versus the Fredrin because Fredrin still has got a knock-up. So it means that your smart missiles might be easily countered by that fact. And also there's a dash from the Fredrin which you get easily. There's so many ways for you to dodge the one-shot combo in the early stages of the Jawhead. So I'm not entirely sure if that will work, but hey, this is Diablo. Right?
It's
Who am I to say?
Right? I thought the same thing every single time I see Khalid and Badang.
Yeah,
He's a handsome devil.
He's a handsome devil. He
So,
knows what he's doing.
Here's the question as well, now for Burnex Flash, battle spells.
Ooh, you're right about that. The battle spells is going to matter, but Leo, take us into the land of Dawn.
That I will. Here we go. If Burnex Flash is able to ride that momentum, they'll be sitting at match point, putting RSGSG way more deeper into that back foot. Let's go and see, finally confirmed. Yeah, no, it's a basic 1-1. It's the inspired 1-1. So yeah, if Diablo plays his cards right, he can burst down this marksman.
So I haven't seen a lot of Jawhead fights going on. I haven't really seen a Jawhead versus a Fredrin. So what kind of matchup should we be expecting here?
Yeah, like I said, right? It's also unfamiliar to me. I feel that you have massive wave clear on the Jawhead compared to a Fredrin just because of the fact that you have the smart missiles. But like I said, you can dodge the one-shot combo of the Jawhead. So what he does now is to actually put some influence in the mid lane instead.
That's a rotation coming in from RSGSG, and the answer from Burnex Flash, it's a man-to-man defense, 2-on-2 up top.
Both of the gold laners from RSG and Burnex Flash, they don't really have a lot of health to work with. As long as a single team from either side decide to really commit to bringing down the gold laners, I think that is going to be quite a momentum shift.
And because of RSGSG obliging down bottom, Chima and the gang find a window into taking that small camp. So it's a mirrored movement. So far, no major economic gains on either side. Yeah. So I think we're back to square one. I can say RSGSG has reset.
Yeah. By the way, just for the benefit of everyone, let me take you back to January of 2022 when Donut made waves in the Southeast Asian Games qualifier for the Philippines, where he played the 1-1 with the Inspire. He made it famous.
Yep, that was even before it was a thing.
Exactly.
So, a year and change into the metagame, and right after Donut debuted it, suddenly it's one of the worst nightmares in pro play. Once more, folks, do bear with us. We want to make sure that this game is as enjoyable for our athletes, for our competitors, as it is for you watching. So let's wait for our marshals to give a signal to give you a better idea as to what maybe getting fixed up here.
Yeah.
Timer should be coming up. Now, we have talked about how the 1-1 should be solved by RSG, right? They did open it up. But now, what can they do with their Novaria? Because all the pressure is on them. If you can hear it from our microphones, folks, everybody's cheering for Burnex Flash. The room is orange. Well, literally and figuratively, if you know what I'm saying. But RSG, the pressure's on them. They now have the power pick of the Novaria.
Surely the way that they should be doing this is for pickups. Just really almost the same as that's how Burnex Flash did it.
The main tree, right?
The main tree, exactly. So you want to be fluid, you want to be constantly just applying the pressure on specific parts of the map as three, or maybe, you know, utilize your Jawhead to also give some damage, to output some damage. Problem is, I don't think that they have enough tools to go up against the 1-1, right? Surely you can theory craft that maybe if they get a bite with a Bloody Hunt, maybe they clear out the 1-1 so easily, but it's not going to be easy.
I understand that Jawhead has a gap closer in his ultimate, right?
Yep.
However,
Unstoppable force.
Yeah, however, it's not necessarily that far range either. Unstoppable force still needs to be relatively close. And looking at Diablo's emblems, he's going for the high and dry. Very possibly he's looking for first item, second item, offensive item.
That's right. Bladed Heptases,
for sure.
likely. He is going to have to play off of his flicker timers. And yeah, you mentioned high and dry, previously known as, now called the Master Assassin. I think Burnex Flash knows. Burnex Flash understands that that's going to be the dynamic. And I wonder if they have the front line for that.
I think the kiting game is going to be pretty big and huge for Burnex Flash.
The main front line for RSG might be Beret with this Martis. That's probably your source. And it's kind of, you can't outplay the Atlas with that, because what you want to do is to just either just stay in front, force out the Atlas to use Flicker or Perfect Match in undesired ways, but that might not be enough, you know.
Folks, in case you're wondering, when was the last time we saw Jawhead and of course that cute little girl, Ayn Henry? It was M4 actually. It was in a matchup between
RRQ Hoshi.
RRQ Hoshi. There you go. It was against RRQ Hoshi.
Against. Okay.
It was Onyx who picked it. I hope this is a clearer picture for all of y'all. It was Onyx and RRQ Hoshi in the Rome, I believe. Wouldn't want to put it anywhere else. And it was in the lower bracket semis. That was earlier this year.
So essentially, Diablo all by himself have given MSC 3 debut picks.
That's right.
And if this wins, 3 must-ban debut picks.
Yeah. Technically, Diablo has 100% win rate heroes, right, so far. Specific picks. Like Khalid is 100%.
Right.
And then Padang is 100%.
That's true.
And if he wins this, another record for the handsome devil.
The handsome devil.
El Diablo.
El Diablo.
Right? You just added L to the first of his name, but yes.
Hey, it means something right
El
now.
Diablo Guapo. That's the handsome devil.
Is it guapo in... I don't know actually. Is it guapo in
Spanish?
Is it guapo in Philippines? In Filipino?
Yeah. Let me
Guapo.
double check that. All right. It's all about how Burnex Flash is the secretly most aggressive team. Surprisingly most aggressive team here. First in overall kill participation. So together, they want to burn.
Yeah, together they achieve a lot. And that is actually pretty evident in what they did in the previous game. It's not just about the aggression, it's also understanding the map. They're not only aggressive when it comes to kills, they're also aggressive when it comes to like spreading their influence in the map.
Great toss onto D7, but unfortunately that did not yield much dividends. D7 is still capable to join into this upcoming teamfight for the very first turtle. But for RSG, they're coming in from all sides. ATM doesn't really have a lot of help to work with, but he's not going to be the jungler at all for now. But Martis, first one down. That means the retribution is not around. 1 for 2, 2 for 1 right now. This is big.
Oh, big money going over to Burnex Flash. An amazing trade, 2 for 1 plus a turtle on the way out. And this gold lane being a deadlock is good for Burnex Flash despite all the action down bottom.
Yeah, just because it's a 1-1 and now you can see Donut's special. He went for that play, the aggressive play, because D7 already scouted that long bush on the right side. So he knew that it was a safe way to kind of be aggressive and force out Oki to use the flicker.
Now there's a hook!
And of course, immediately with a bloody hunt down on the G7, Oki expanded out of Nibiru's passion and brings him down.
About a minute and a quarter until this next turtle. So far, ATM and Diablo not moving. Here's that question, right? Earlier we asked, what's this matchup like? I didn't expect it to be such a dead lane.
Yeah, it was pretty much. Because what this is probably because of Diablo. What he does is just to clear out the waves, then get into the mid lane, right? You want to roam around the right side of the river, and he's not really trying to fight the Fredrin. And I think that's understandable. Remember when we first studied the draft, Fredrin v Jawhead, you thought that Fredrin will have so many ways to kind of outplay the Jawhead. So Diablo says, okay, I'm not going to be able to kill you, and I'm just going to get to the river.
Yep.
Perhaps.
What's the advantage if you don't exercise on it, right? It's just like, okay, you're winning, I'm just going to go. I'm just going to leave.
In the meantime, up in the bottom lane, it does seem as though Diablo spread a little bit too far as they were looking for an assassination attempt. But it does seem as though they were the one assassinated instead.
Wow, this is so poetic. They countered. The Diablo wanted to go for the proxy too early, far too early. Seacat was ready for that, and he copied the Decimate, just like Gideon theorized in the drafting stage.
Yep, and here's one weakness that a Jawhead has. He has no way to easily get out.
Yeah,
a lot of sustainable XP laners, well, sustainable is already an accepted part, an expected part of being an XP lane, has that in their kit, but no, D7 survives!
He goes for the flicker out of the hands of Lucian Cutie. The fight is going to be split into two, but the main thing is Bray went for ATM. ATM ran away with just a sliver of health, while Bray finds himself down on the ground, final nail in the coffin.
Well done, Chima. You were probably you thought that ATM would die, but because of the fact that the deadly catch was there, the knockup was more than enough to kind of slow down the pace of both the Martis and the Jawhead. Two heroes that can immediately eliminate one hero, but because of the deadly catch to counter, they slow down the pace. They were able to get the turtle out retreating this Bray Martis and then win the battle afterwards.
But it does seem as though D7 went for a single man pickup onto Lucian Cutie with the fatal links, and Donut finds himself with the weakness proc onto Roy. Roy doesn't really have a lot of help to work with, but Bray moves onto the backline with the Decimate down onto Donut and connects from Roy onto Seacat.
And that's an engagement that Burning Clash thought initially they won, but so far, it looks like there was more space for them to move around closer to mid. And of course, the capitalization from RSG. The past 2 to 3 minutes, I'm guessing RSG is at home here. Despite the early kills on Diablo, and of course, Bray having a tough time being one of the main frontliners. This off by Lucian Cutie!
Right underneath the turret, and Roy comes in from behind. Gets the Astrosphere sniped onto Chima, but it's not quite enough to bring him down, unfortunately.
All right, so this confirms some of our suspicions that early on in this game, that Bane in Chima's hands will still play very, very sustained. Now ATM very low!
Oh, unstoppable force onto ATM. This is probably the third time that ATM!
Oh!
Speak of the devil, I thought it would be the third time that he runs away, barely breathing. But D7 continues to move on forward with the fatal links that connected on to Roy and Diablo. Roy, do you even have the time? Will you be able to run away? But no, wasn't able to do so. Seacat joins himself in and brings him down. Oki came in a tad bit too late and wasn't able to capitalize that three-man group up.
Buying time for this next turtle take. It looks like RSG understands that they're also playing on a timer.
100%. I really like that play from Oki. It's really underrated because what he did was to clear the wave. In fact, focus on the lanes so that they can defend their bottom lane turret.
Oh, the bloody hunt down on the Seacat. Diablo as well. Lucian Cutie is just going to be appearing right behind on the main line of the next flash. But Atlas comes in. He will be able to get a kill down onto the Jawhead. ATM finishes off Diablo and finishes off onto Bray. As such, no retribution. This is the second time that Bray did not manage to get much from the turtle.
Oh, here is me thinking that ATM will not have a good time in this game as the X-Blade Fredrin, but my oh my, he survived once again, was able to pop the ultimate after the fact that they already received so much damage coming out from RSG SG. Then they win the turtle fight once again, and it was ATM just landing the perfect usage of the taunt so that they will catch two people, and then of course Chima will be the one to deal up damage.
Lucian Cutie face checks into the brush where Chima is, but at least it's gonna be A-okay. He's not dead just yet.
All right, it looks like RSG SG's comfort earlier in the aggression in the trading was going for them, but wait, D7!
It doesn't seem like the Fatal Link did much onto Diablo, but the entire team of Burnex pushed themselves on forward in order to secure the second tier.
Was that an unstoppable force dodge?
Yes. Yes,
that was great.
It was a pushback.
Pixel perfect.
So yeah, this shows that Diablo has been using this. This shows that Diablo knows the extent of the kit that one Jawhead has. And as I was saying, right, this false sense of comfort that RSG was allowed to have given by Burnex Flash is now going to hurt more as we go into the mid-game spike. Because, yes, you are getting hooks. Yes, you are missing out on these massive Fatal Links, but re-engage potential is huge on Burnex Flash right now.
100%. Really liking how both teams are playing. In fact, it's like the RSG SG almost losing the entirety of the early game but recovers. But now the recovery was back in the hands of Burnex Flash, now being aggressive. This is the Cambodian aggression we were talking about. It was also 9 minutes in the previous game, so maybe now this is the timer for Burnex Flash.
Something I'm wondering is Bray slowly getting overloaded because, again, it's odd to say that as a Martis, you're one of the first to face check, you're one of the first to actually front line. Don't you want to be a finisher too? Because, again, Diablo's having a hard time as well.
Well, unfortunately, that is the draft decision coming out from RSG. They went in for a killer type of XP laner, which kind of means that all of the vision that you need, all of the presence or the front line will now come from the jungle. Surely they have the Navaria for extra vision, but nobody can check the bush all the time except the Martis.
And now with this power spike, again, that 9-minute timer shows that Burnex Flash are making moves on the map, and RSG SLATE SG forced to respond.
Bray has been spotted out, but a mortal call gets himself running away. Burnex Flash now have got a priority over the Lord, and I'm pretty sure the RSG will not challenge this.
Akun Bong says Burnex Flash is as free as it gets. Lord scored by them. Again, it's shades of game 1.
With the Fatal Link down and connect on the Lucian Cutie. Lucian Cutie spends the flicker and gets himself out of the hands of Burnex Flash.
That was interesting. I could have sworn Lucian was going to die.
Yeah. But then again, this is still a massive win. Oh, that's massive. They know where Diablo is. They can smell him.
They know! As Diablo immediately tossed ATM backwards. 4-man poker game. Down at the bottom, all in.
Oh, and D7 survive also. Does have the immortality, and now it's going to be safe. And again, another good macro play coming out from Burnex Flash at 9 minutes. Once again, just like in the previous game, they were able to get the first Lord by utilizing D7's presence. Just the perfect match. And the second skill is enough, the first skill, is enough to fend off Bray. Especially because the rest of the gang will not be prepared for the defense of the Lord.
Oh,
yikes.
One good thing is at least RSG SG are getting their resources. There's waves coming in, there's XP, there's gold. But at what point can we see this actually swinging closer to equal, right? This gold lead shrinking. It's at 6K right now, and they're gonna go for the top lane push.
Good hook coming in from Lucian Cutie in order to bring Burnex Flash into and within their walls. But it doesn't seem like he will be able to do quite much right now, as Lucian Cutie is going to be taken up at the front line. Bray as well as the whole lineup of RSG moves on forward. Burnex Flash with 2 casualties.
Oh, there's the answer. The simplest way to go from point A to B is a straight line. Defend inside your base, have the strength of your artillery, meaning your inhibitor turrets, and punish.
Yeah, it's really just telegraphed coming out from RSG SG, and you can see the Burnex was definitely overstaying their World Cup on the base. Look at the defense. Look at how good the Bloody Hunt is. The whip
clear is so fast coming in from Burnex Flash. That's a 4-man rush down in the mid, and Shama just needs to throw out the baby chucks.
And they understand that they flubbed that push. They understand that that siege could have gone so much better. So now, this is again recovery mode. The first time in a while that RSG SG are on the offensive. They've left their base, and they're making plays on the upper quarter.
Okay, so now it is RSG SLATE definitely survived the first run of the rotation.
Not sure about this. Oh, never mind. Amount of damage is actually amazing from RSG. But ATM, they even have to use the conceal in order to get that movement speed. Oki is now in safe territory. He's around Lucian Cutie. He's around Bray as well. Unfortunately, Diablo, I cannot say the same for him.
1-man Fatal Links. That is just vengeance. That is just punitive justice.
100%. And the fact that they traded for X-Plane honestly, Burnex Flash are really very happy with that trade. Even when they lose, when they have lost their turret up top, the fact that they are not getting punished is going to be good for their lineup that snowballs now. But my oh my, Donut You gotta be careful with your positioning.
Yeah, no, Roy is slowly coming online at about 13 minutes in with this Luminous Lord spawning. That gold lead shrunk by about a third, now sitting about 3.5k, closer to 4k. This is as close to 50-50 as it gets for a Lord this game too.
Okay. Not too sure about this Lost Dance, but it seems as though Lucian Cutie is just going to be starting things off with a hook down onto ATM. Burnex Flash threw everything out, or rather, they got themselves out of hiding. RSG knew that that will happen.
With the pull, but the majority of Burnex Flash members are very low, and there's Lucian Cutie with a fight!
And it doesn't seem like Burnex Flash will be doing all to take that back! Every single one of the members from RSG and Burnex Flash, they are going all in! Wobble combo, Ooga Booga, Donut is not even good! And Donut is just gonna be slapped down! 4-man from the side of Burnex Flash, taken down while Oki, the only fatality.
Donut Airlines failed to take off, and RSGSG capitalized. That's a Lord over to the Singaporeans, and Burnex Flash suffers 4 deaths.
Lucian Cutie with a wonderful snag, and even after the knockup coming up from the Lord, it was a great setup for the Fatal Licks, but they didn't have damage because you can see that Oki was intact with the Fatal Licks, so he was able to still output the damage. Burnex Flash suffered to the Meteor's Passion, and afterwards they wanted to die onto Donut, but Roy was there to stop Donut from flying, and we are going to see it in the instant replay once again.
And it started with the bite. It started with the bite, and they tried to go for the clap
What's
back,
that,
right? Oki was just so well placed. Donut was late 2 seconds.
Yep.
That's why he couldn't take to the skies.
Exactly, and Roy on point with that Astro Spear. And now, maybe Donut will eventually think about maybe getting something like a Rose Gold Meteor, in fact, so that at least he will survive the first burst coming up from RSG.
Yeah, got a pair of pants.
Get a pair of pants.
That's not the Legion Sword is not
yet
a Rose Gold Meteor item element.
So that might be one of the considerations now for Burnex Flash. And big props to Oki on actually that fight. Had it not been for Donut having the Wind of Nature, it would have been perfect for RSG. He still managed to win the fight for the team though.
As now from D7 goes over to the back line, they managed to catch Oki! And that is win condition from RSG taken away. RSG knew that they can't exactly take this fight, but Diablo is still sticking around somewhere. D7 has scouted out on the Diablo. They're making a full-on retreat. Where's the damage from RSG? Can they even stay on for this fight?
Oh, but look at this, the angle from Lucian Cutie. Coming in with the fight!
Flicker! As well, the bloody hunt! Roy takes a kill down on the zone over the Decimate, but Roy coming in from the side, he immediately wants to throw off with the Astral Spear. He comes in from the C-Cat, not the ATM, not the right person that he wants, but at least both sides, they have tallied out the fight. Oki's coming back, but Donut not quite yet. The Flicker, or rather Diablo, is just immediately jumping right in, and they manage to catch one. C-Cat continues to stay in the team fight. Shaman is just pushing everyone else out. C-Cat with only a sliver. He does have the immortality, but I don't think that they got any much ways to actually catch up to him.
So sweaty. Oh my goodness.
I'm pretty sure ATM's life just flashed back before his very eyes. Same for C-Cat, but luckily he had an immortality. This all started with a conceal into a bloody hunt play from Lucian Cutie. He bit down on Donut, the perfect target. That's visual right there.
Oh, that was a massive win, I would say, for RSG. Even after the fight that you saw that they lost the Diablo afterwards, but they actually popped important immortalities. For example, popping out on C-Cat. ATM doesn't have his own immortality as well.
C-Cat inside his base!
Exactly. And this means that, theoretically speaking, RSG, SG, they will have more resources heading into the next Lord.
I think that's safe to say. Here in Cambodia, they drive on the right side of the street. This time around, how about you flip that around, because it's the Singaporeans now who are in the driver's seat. They're about 1,000 gold ahead. They have vision, and they're first to the scene, and now ATM!
They can actually melt him down!
They popped him!
Oki's damage though!
And literally, you can see Lucian just literally checking the bushes with the iron hook, and he found the fruit. And that fruit was ATM.
That's just the cute one, just doing his job.
Oh, for sure.
So far, thank you for your service. He's sitting at 0, 2, and 12. If in game 1 we won off the back of these 7s, Franco, maybe RSG can get this!
And Fatal Links is just gonna be connected down, but unfortunately they will lose the opportunity to challenge the Lord. But right now, Lucian Cutie, he drives every single one of the members from the side, but next flies away.
Whoa, what a toss!
Throws him away! And Oki takes a the kill down onto Donut. Bray leading the charge with Oki onto the artillery. Roy is behind as well. They are shoving the entirety of Burnex Flash away.
The cute and handsome connection.
Handsome connection.
Did you see that?
Diablo with the injector to defend his teammate, and that actually put Donut in a very bad spot. He was, not only did he save his teammate, he got a kill for the team. My god, the handsome devil.
The kind of utility there you can find from a Jawhead, but perhaps we'll be able to see a little bit more as Flux Cutie drops off with the Bloody Hunt on the D7.
No!
D7 goes behind the three-man Fatal Link. Expended the immortality coming from the side of Bray and Flux Cutie. C-Cat continues on through with a double decimate. He puts himself down with the Winter Drunken. It's gonna be his A-OK. But Burnex Flash, they lost 3 inhibitor turrets, but at least they survived this game.
Bye! That's 3 in Kamai! He got triple kill, and now there's another fight!
They want to continue on to this fight. Diablo joins into the fray, toss ATM away, but D7 wasn't able to continue from this fray.
Alright, it's interesting how RSG is here so pick and fight, despite just there being 2 left. Oh, this is a 5-man push! This could be it!
A 5-man push right down. D7 wants to proxy in between and will want to stop Roy as well as Double from doing anything at all. The deadly cap pushes right on, and Donut hammered down on the crystal!
And in a flash, Burn X Flash take us to match point.
Momentum is not on their side for sure. They've just lost the Donut, their main win condition. But the local player, D7, says, I won't rely on an import to win this match for myself. I'm gonna take it. 3-man Fatal Links, the most important one, taking out Oki first. And they won it.
And it's an absolutely spectacular game.
It's spectacular.
I still can't believe what I saw. That C-Cat jumping on the 3. Decimate.
That's big. And the amount of time for RSG to even recover from that, there just wasn't any.
Okay, maybe it's the fact that RSG didn't need to recover, made them think they can win more, and overstayed in mid.
They have the advantage. The main win condition, the 1-1 wasn't there.
That's right, it should have been the green light.
That was definitely green light, but they definitely doubted the fact that the Valentina with the Decimate is actually pretty deadly. Typically, you want to go for a steal on a big ultimates, right?
Bloody Hunt
whatsoever,
yes.
But Decimate, who would have thought that it is enough? By the way, you convert to magical damage anyways, so you are definitely deadly.
Gideon, what do you think?
I think this is one of the big trivia questions everybody's been asking, with a single question being posed by RSG. The answer back from Burn X Flash, and every single time you see a cool play from one of these roles, the opposing team will do exactly the same. You thought Roy was a problem, C-Cat's the problem. When you think, okay, he's gonna make it out of there, then you see Wan push back. It's a beautiful day for Mobile Legends, but at the end of it, Burn X Flash at match point, you can see the look on the cute one's face. They played out of their minds, but it's a very, very small margin of error here. So small.
And you know, you can argue about like all of the theories that we have when it comes to the macro, when it comes to the gameplay, but in the end, it was just one Fatal Links connecting and the chain of Decimate that happened. So there was a lot of like good stuff that both teams did. That's very smart plays, especially with both of their conceals. But in the end, it was, you know, just having overload of the Fatal Links, it will be enough.
Let's look at our MVP here. It's going to be C-Cat. What a game-saving play right at the end. When you think that it all was about to crumble, C-Cat is able to bring them back from the brink, and finally he's able to get something going for him. I've been waiting for C-Cat to make a play like this for so long, but notice even his items making sure that he has that Guardian's helmet. He does not want to get one shot.
No, not just. He also wants to keep up the engagement. He will steal an ult, get in there, take 2 or 3 seconds off, and then fight again. That's what we saw from C-Cat.
It's like an endless rotation that you want to see from C-Cat. Go in, come out, wait for a while, go back in with the same rotation.
Well, I hate to use a word that I already used in the previous game. It was fluid. So macro-wise, they were fluid in game number 1, but this time you saw C-Cat, the rhythm was just so good. And this is also one of the great plays. He gets a double kill afterwards, right? Waited for the right moment, and then there will be another play that he will again copy the Decimate, which was perfect. This was that play. They got him again, continuously just being unstoppable in this game. You would think that the damage output will come from the 1-1. Well, guess what? It is coming from the Valentina. And I like the fact that we saw this in-game because it's perfect. Gideon actually mentioned this before the draft, right? And now we see it. Now you know why Valentina can actually copy the Marty's ultimate.
It's so good. It's so very good. But she's good in all situations. Even in that previous highlight, we saw her take the unstoppable force, something that Diablo has honestly shown real great prowess on.
That?
But look at these beautiful plays. Like D7 is coming in so huge in a lot of these moments. And the one that made it all happen in the finisher CCAT to eventually put him down to match point. Look at that. Oh, and they follow it up. Beautiful plays all across the board from both teams.
I can even see that D7 tried to isolate the Diablo, but it wasn't needed in the end anyways. No wave clear. That's the maybe that's what we can say is the problem for the Novaria. The wave clear isn't as good as something like a Farsa or maybe an Eve. But I would say Roy played so well this game. You could have sworn that he might be even the MVP if RSG won this game.
Honestly, there were a lot of flash of brilliances.
I agree.
Coming in from BurnX Flash and RSG. They all split together, split up really done well. We've got, I mean, there's just so many highlights that this game itself is something that we should steer people into watching.
If you showed me a screenshot from about 17, 18 minutes, I would have said this was all RSG. We're going to 1-1, especially with the way the cute one has been performing. He was coming in, conceal, fligger, bite down on Donut. It's the perfect target, right? But I'm wondering where it all broke down. I'm wondering where it came up short and that allowed our BurnX Flash to catch RSG off guard. Was it all in just that one moment in mid? Was it all in just CCAT seeing all of these low HPs and like, I'm going to hold on to Decimate until the time is right? Was that all?
Honestly speaking, I would truly believe that was the case because every single time we saw tempo being taken away from a team, an instant response was coming on the opposite side. It's not like RSG wasn't put in the exact situation. Oki fell first, but yet they decided, you know what? We're going to bite down on this Beatrix and turn it around. And that was the big setup for that final moment.
And it's also because of the fact that everybody's just trying to outplay each other. Like, it was I would say it was a tug of war, right? It was perfect. Like, everybody's just trying to pull away. And then, unfortunately, RSG, they let go of the rope in the last moment just because BurnX Flash found the right timing to pull and tug that rope.
It kind of seems as though BurnX Flash is exhibiting RSG's a false sense of comfort. Atlas was just not that comfortable running backwards, and the sudden flicker plus the Fatal Links just probably took RSG by surprise. It was a tunnel vision.
And that's what the early game was, right? Early to the mid, that power spike we're in. All right, RSG, you can be aggressive, and then they clap back. And then I think that's what allowed RSG to take the late game, 15, 16 minutes onwards. But just the same, I gotta note, it looks like a BurnX Flash. It could be the home buff, right? But it looks like their clutch genes are online.
Yes, and honestly,
activated.
Activated, because when you look at the draft as a whole, it's very clear that BurnX Flash has so many more tools and more answers in comparison to RSG, whose only answer is, you gotta outplay them. But RSG pushes BurnX Flash to a corner, and now BurnX Flash has to outplay them.
Yeah. I think that Diablo still played this so well. I think it's still